Hi everyone, we're back today with a common mistakes video, and it must be a serious one today because I've got the whiteboard out. So let's get into today's video. Now in today's class, we're going to look at should, have to, and must. These are modal verbs. And in this particular case for today, we're looking at modals of obligation. It's a very common mistake to mix these up and to use them wrongly. So I want to teach you this today. And I want to start today by giving you a story. And this is my true story of when I went to university. I started university in Korea, in a university called Dongguk University. And on my first class, I went into class and the professor spoke English. Great, very easy for me. So he started the class with his speech of, what is expected this semester. And he said to us, guys, you should come to class and you should do your homework. So I heard this and I thought, oh, fantastic. I should do my homework, I should come to class, but I don't have to. Now, as you can hear from my explanation, should is wrong, have to would be correct in this case. So, in today's class, I'm going to tell you how to distinguish these three modal verbs and give you some good examples for you to study. Now, of course, we have the positive and the negative for this structure. So we're going to start with the positive because it's a little more difficult to distinguish, to see the difference between those three. And in order to fully understand the difference between these three, I've got some good examples related to the dentist. So I think that will help you understand. Now, we have should, have to, and must. Should is always the best action. You have a choice with should, but of the options, it's the best choice. You don't have to. So very often this can be best action, it can be advice, you should study more, it can be a recommendation, you should watch that movie. But with all of these cases, we have a choice. I've put a line here because should, we have a choice, but these two, there's not really a choice. It's really obligated, 100% obligation. So let's take a look at these two. And the difference between these two is a little harder. Have to is an external need. That means the requirement, the obligation comes from something external, not from ourselves. Typical examples are appointments, project deadlines, homework, a meeting. These are all things that you don't need in your body, but it's required to do that or go to that from other people or the environment. So this is an external need. I have to finish my project. I have to go now because I have an appointment. So those are external need examples. Must is actually an internal need. It's something that we require within ourselves. So this could be related to our feeling of tiredness. We feel very sleepy, or we need to go to the toilet or something like that. So you'll very often hear people say, oh, one moment, I must go to the toilet. Another example, perhaps you're out drinking in a bar and your friend says, oh, I'm so tired, I must go home. I must go home because it's an internal need, I'm very sleepy. Okay, so those are some typical examples. But to really see the difference, I want you to look at these examples here. So it's about the dentist. And example one is, I should go to the dentist. I have to go to the dentist. And I must go to the dentist. Can you guess the difference in these three? I'll explain to you now. I should go to the dentist means I don't have to. I have a choice, but it would be best. So perhaps for me, I haven't been to the dentist for 6 months, so I think I should go for a checkup. The next one is have to. Now this one means that I really have to. I have an obligation. So probably with this one we have an appointment. So last week I made an appointment with the dentist. I arranged it with the dentist. So I can't pull out. Of course I can phone them and rearrange, but it's very difficult. It's 100% obligation. Finally, I must go to the dentist. I have toothache. I must go to the dentist. That's an internal need, right? This is something we have some pain or some discomfort. So, I must go to the dentist tomorrow or something like that because I am having some pain. Okay, so this is the positive structure. Should, have to, must. Hopefully my explanation allows you to see the difference. Now we're going to take a look at the negative, which is much easier. Okay, everything's changed around now, and we have the negative form. All the same modal verbs, but we've got the negative form this time. So let's start with should not again. So this time it's should not, and this means that it's the best action, but it's negative. So it's the action that we should avoid, or it's best not to do. Importantly though, with this one we have a choice. So good examples would be, you should not stay up too late. You shouldn't smoke cigarettes. It's your choice, it's up to you, but it's best not to. The next one is don't have to. Don't have to means it's your choice. It's optional. So you don't have to do your homework. You don't have to review this video. It's your choice. Finally, we've got must not. Very, very different meaning, and that means prohibited. You're not allowed. Okay, so you must not skip class. You must not come back home too late tonight. These means it's prohibited. You're not allowed to do those things. Okay, so this time in order to distinguish, I want to take a look at the party example. So you shouldn't go to the party, you don't have to go to the party, and you must not go to the party. What do you think? What's the difference between these three? A little easier this time, I think. So you shouldn't go to the party means it's best you don't go, but it's your choice at the end of the day. The next one is you don't have to go to the party. It's totally your choice. Whether you go or you don't go, it doesn't matter. Totally optional. Finally, you must not go to the party. It means you are prohibited. You are not allowed to go to the party. Okay, so I think the negatives are a little easier to distinguish. Try to study this separately from the positives because they are so different. Okay, so that's everything today. We looked at the modals of obligation. Such a common mistake that I hear. So I hope I helped you to distinguish everything. To finish today, I've prepared an image for you. So I'm going to show this image now. Hopefully you got that, and please screenshot that image. That will help you to distinguish between all 6 things that we learned today. So quite a big lesson today. Thank you for staying until the end, and I will be back soon to talk to you about Sherlock and other common mistakes. See you soon.